Come in, come in. Yeah, we just missed him, but he was definitely here. He left his calling card.
Alright guys, welcome back. Today, we're taking a look at the contents of this little green pouch. This is a military surplus review that we're doing today. So first let's go over what's in the bag. What's in the box? What this is, you've already seen it in some of my B-roll, is a Polish surplus gas mask. Now, let's start by saying this review is not about the filter. I didn't do any testing with the filter. That's because, one, this filter was should have been made in 94 or 95. I'm not sure which one of those dates is accurate, so it may be expired. It may not work for what it's intended. And on top of that, I'm not sure what this filter is actually calibrated for. There are the cool thing about this mask is that these are all NATO standardized filters. This thread is the same as any other NATO standardized filter, so you can put any NATO standardized filter in this mask. But they have masks that are rated for all different kinds of things. You can get masks that are rated just for smoke, for carbon monoxide, CO2. You get masks that are made for tear gas. You can get masks that's made for chemical weapons and biological weapons. So there's a lot of variety in these filters that you can buy, and they're pretty reasonable online. Just check the dates. There are a lot of surplus filters on the market. These come aluminum packed. Usually they're going to last for a very long time. Now when you get these filters, they're going to be inside of a pack, but they're also going to have these rubber plugs in them, and this helps keep them fresh. And I usually leave this one in this end and this one here in this end, but I don't when it's on the mask, which I leave it on the mask because of course, you know, it's got to be ready to go. I only leave this one in because it's essentially sealed right now. But like I said, we're not talking about the filter or how effective this filter is, because like I said, I'm not sure what this filter is rated for. It came with the mask. So before we talk about the mask, let's go over the carrying bag it comes with. This is a pretty neat little bag, and these actually could be used for a lot of stuff. I'm not sure what all these would have been used for, and I want to say 98 MAS 98. I'm not sure what the exact model number is. I think it's MAS 98 is what this is. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But anyway, so your bag, you got this top pocket up here, two little side pockets. On the inside, you have another big pocket, two more little side pockets, and then on each side, you have a dump pouch. On each side of it, nothing on the front, but it's made to go either hooked on a belt. You can put your belt directly through here, or you can hook it like as part of a backpack. And I'm not 100% sure what this strap right here is for. That might be part of like a drop leg system, say this is hooked on your belt, and then this maybe is a band around your leg or something. Not 100% sure. But, I mean, just the bag itself that comes with these, if you get one that comes with the bag. I got this from a surplus store in Houston. I think I paid about $40 for it. I've seen this as low as $17 online. I don't know if that includes the bag. So if you get a chance to find one with the bag, use the bag, because you can use this as part of a whole loadout if you were smart. So you can definitely put magazines in here, ammo. You could probably... There's a lot that you can put in this. You can put first aid in this stuff. So you can make this as a little go bag, a medical go bag with your mask. So let's get the mask out of the way, or the bag out of the way. Let's talk about the mask. Now, the reason I searched specifically for a Polish mask is the lens. There are a lot of the surplus masks out there that have the various types of the two peepholes and all that, and I don't like those because they obscure your vision quite a bit. So I'm gonna put the mask on.
So as the mask is on, you put it over and hook these two bottom ones, and it's on. So the way you know you have a good seal is if you cover your intake and you can't get any air in. But what this is, you have almost no obstruction of the mask on your field of view outside of just a very small ring here on the side and right here on the nose. My view up my head, not obstructed at all. There's a little bit just down here and a little bit right here. So I like that a lot more than some of the other masks, you know, the two holes, because it's restricted. So if see now you can hear me right now, it shows that this diaphragm works really good. And what this is a small metal disc right here that catches the vibrations of my voice, and then as it vibrates, it essentially moves the air outside of it with the same vibration. So it's more or less copying my voice as opposed to you actually directly hearing me, which is why it sounds a little distorted. You do have your exhale valve right here. Now I'm not 100% sure what this side right here is for. I guess. Yeah, I'm not exactly 100% sure what this... Oh yeah, that's right. This is the drink system, if I remember correctly. So let me take this off and I'll go over that.
So, because these masks were made to be worn for a very, very long amount of time without taking them off, say if you're in a biohazard or chemical weapons war zone, you can't take this off at any one point in time to drink, which is kind of problematic because, you know, dehydration, especially if you're running and gunning and stuff like that, major problem. So the system that they did is they have this little valve here that opens up, and I think it unscrews. I'm not sure. I haven't really messed with it, but they have a system that more or less pops on here on a straw, and if you look down in here, you actually have a drinking straw that connects to that valve. So you could run, like, say, a Camelback or something like that, run it into this system, and then you have a way to drink. So that's something really cool on these masks. A lot of the gas masks have that system, but the problem is with a lot of them is that straw will interfere with your mouth and your nose. But the way this system's set up, it does not touch your nose, mouth, or anything at all. Now, of course, if you got a bigger nose than average, it might touch. But you can actually, with the rotation of this piece here, you can rotate that around to get it in further away from your mouth, anything like that. So, really easy, pretty cool system as far as that goes. Now, of course, you have your basic adjustment straps, all rubber, everything like that. The little plots here where they hook onto, they are rubber as well. So you're not going to break those. If you break the clips, you could probably replace this whole harness pretty easily. So it's kind of a good system they set up on like that. And the way it works is there's like these little double clips here, and it kind of pops around and snaps into it, and it snaps on. So pretty interesting, easy to use, very sturdy. And then if you look right here, you have this lip here, and I believe this is to on some of the, there's probably a hood setup that matches this, that probably snaps onto this or something, so it doesn't come over. I noticed it's really good as far as, you know, all that, but it doesn't block the sun at all. You don't have any kind of shade retention. Now, the way that this seals around your mouth, seals very good around your mouth and nose, and this is very supple, soft rubber, so it's not really forcing on your nose or anything like that, but it does separate your breath very nicely from the lens, so you're not going to get fogging from the lens. Y'all saw in the B footage at the beginning of the video, I was running around, and that day it was in the 80s, so I was working up a good sweat, and I got no fogging on the inside of this. Now, keep in mind, this is a gas mask, not a combat mask. So you do have reduced airflow coming into this, and it is taking some force to draw that air through that filter and through that valve. So you can run out of breath pretty fast with this thing. Now, one of the main complaints I don't like about it is the lens itself. It's kind of flexible, almost soft. It's not a really hard plastic lens. I would have preferred a hard plastic lens, something with a little bit of protection. This is really thin and, you know, pretty flexible, and you can see it's already got some mild yellowing. I think these masks were in the back side of the 80s and the early 90s is when they had these masks. Not 100% sure on the dates. I'll pop the dates on the video so you can you know exactly when these were fielded and when they got replaced. But besides that, everything else looks brand new on this mask, minus the lens. The lens, like I said, is yellowing, but besides that, everything else looks brand new. You see there are some military stamps down here. I'm not sure what those are. Probably the factory that this specific mask was produced in. On the inside, you do have some numbers here. I'm assuming this is some of the model number. So it says 08 MAS 98. I'm pretty sure the MAS 98 is the model of the mask, because on the inside of the bag here, we do have N980 on here. So I'm not sure if there's different versions of this mask in this bag went to a different one, but I'm assuming it's the fact that this is N98 0. It seems like, you know, it's pretty close to MAS 98, so I'm not sure if there's any real correlation between those two numbers on here. But on the bag itself, that is the only markings that I see. And like the bag is like a rubberized canvas, it looks like, and it does fold over the top of this, so you do get some good moisture protection from this bag. Let's see, I don't see any of the markings in it, but yeah, it's all rubberized canvas. I'm gonna say it's water resistant when I say it's waterproof, but definitely water resistant the way it's set up. And, you know, like I said, the bag itself is pretty good. But these, like I said, I'll actually post a screenshot of if a current pricing for this right here. What I'll do is I'll do like two separate screenshots, one with like the highest price I find and one with the lowest price I find, and I'll try to make sure those are prices with the bags. If you're in a big city and you have a good army surplus store, they might have these in stock. Of course, they're gonna have your generic Russian, you know, the rubber ones that you pull over your entire head, which those have their own benefits and stuff like that. But you know, but I really like the ability to be able to see with this mask. Now, speaking of seeing, let's
put it back on. If I can find the damn clip here. Oh.
Let's see what I do here.
Oh. Alrighty. So, as you can see, it's pretty tight on the face on the sides as well. So you still can get a okay cheek weld. Like I said, down here is kind of in the way. So you might have to kind of angle your rifle. But I can still get a pretty good cheek weld on this. It's usable. Now if I bring my cheek off a little lower, it's a little easier just to turn the rifle to get the proper cheek weld. Of course, you're not going to be wanting to snipe with this thing, or anything like that, obviously. Now, I will say, if you got an itch right here on your eyebrow, shit out of luck.
But as of right now, this is currently my favorite surplus mask that is on the market. Now, I was looking for one of these for a while. Some of my B-roll, I have an old, what is it, a Yugo? I'll have to look and see which one it is, but it's like a Yugo or something like that, that a buddy gave me. The two lenses, and it is a NATO style one. I have to look and see which mask it is. I can't remember which mask it is, but its threads are torn up inside of the mask, so you can't really put a filter on it anymore. So, you know, that's kind of just a play around mask. But this is my real, you know, ready to go to work mask. Now, theory of use. If you're going to buy one of these, and you're planning on for a shit hits the fan situation, or anything like that, think about how many people are in your home that might be fighting. Because that might dictate how many of these you might want to buy. Say you got, you know, 3 men in the house, or your wife is, you know, proficient with the firearm and she would fight with you in, you know, major situations. Get one for everyone who's going to be fighting, because you want all your fighters to have the same equipment as you in the event that you'll really have to fight. And it's a lot easier to fight if you're getting, you know, mustard gassed or tear gassed in one of these, as opposed to if you don't have it. So just something to think about. But anyways, this is, oh, I'm gonna turn this back down. This is the Polish gas mask, surplus gas mask. Like I said, I do recommend getting there. Now, the cool thing about today's market is that there is a lot of gas masks going on the market. You can buy a lot of civilian gas masks that are aimed for combat, and there's even some ballistic helmets now that have built-in air filtration systems to an extent. But you're going to be pressed to find anything that's as cheap and high quality as the surplus Polish ones. So the surplus masks are always going to be cheaper. I'm not saying there aren't better masks on the markets. There are plenty of twin filter masks, which is ideal because you get a lot more airflow. It's easy to breathe. But for a single filter, these Polish masks are right on the money as far as price. So y'all guys check it out, and if y'all don't mind, you know, give me a like and a subscribe. That really helps me out, and I'll see y'all guys on the next video.